Hello, Yelm Community Schools. This is a Google Classroom video walkthrough, and it should help support you in this time of remote education and learning. So I just want to walk you through. This is the Google Classroom homepage. So on the homepage, you'll see all of the Google Classrooms that your child is a part of. And if they are not a part of any of them, you'll still go to this Google Classroom. And this is where you're going to join a Google Classroom, or you may see that you're being asked to join. So if you got an email from a teacher and you know their class code, you're going to go to this plus sign and you're going to hit join class. Once you hit that, you will enter the class code the teacher has sent you via email. Your teacher can also send you an invite to their Google Classroom. And once you accept that, you'll go into this homepage and you'll see a little button here called accept, and you'll just click on that and you will be a part of that Google Classroom. One nice thing to note when you have more than one Google Classroom on your homepage, you have the ability to move these around. So I can take this Google Classroom and move it over here, or I can take this one and move it over here. This is a nice feature to know when you're trying to set your students up for success if they have multiple Google Classrooms they're trying to maneuver. I'm going to show you a feature over here on the left when you're on the home page. These three lines are the three hot dogs. If you click on that, you can go down to the to-do list. Once in the to-do list, you're able to see what has been assigned to your student for this week, next week, or later. You can click on missing. It will show any missing work that still needs to be finished, and click on done. What have they accomplished? And they don't need to worry about any longer. Another feature on here is the calendar. For this one, you will see when assignments are due, and each Google Classroom will have their own color. So I only have one right now that has assignments that are due for this Friday, September 4th. But if you have other Google assignments from a different classroom, they will be a different color. Let's go back to that home page. If I want to go back to the home page, I again click on these three lines or the three hot dogs, and I'm going to click classes, and it will bring me right back to that home page. One other important thing to note is if I go to those hot dogs again and I go down to settings, and in the settings, you can decide if you want to receive or how many or any email notifications. So if I have it currently turned off on my notifications, but if I toggle this over, it's going to give me a list of options for notifications. So you're welcome to take a peek at that and decide what you'd like to do. I'm going to toggle that back off, but it's up to you how you choose to do that. I'm going to go back to all of my Google Classrooms to my homepage. So I'm going to click on those three lines and go to classes. Now let's go into a Google Classroom. We're going to go into the secondary Google Classroom prototype. As a note, Google Classroom has three tabs. There's Stream, which we are currently in, Classwork, and People. The Stream is the place where teachers will post announcements or important information. The Stream is set up so the most important or the most relevant information should be at the top. As a note, on the left-hand side in this box, this will be assignments that are upcoming. So I can click on View All. Once in here, you'll be able to see all the assignments, and it will give you, right now they're just all assigned, but you'll also be able to see what has been returned and what has been missing. If you want to get more specific into that, We already know what's assigned because they were already up in the View All section. I'm going to go to Return. What assignments have I returned? And then I'm going to click on Missing, and you'll be able to see what your student has as a missing assignment. So I'm going to go back. I can go to these 3 hot tags, or I can even go over to my arrow and click over. And I'm going to go back to that Google Classroom into my secondary one. There we go. We're back in the stream. So now we're going to move to the Classwork tab. And this is probably the most important section because this is where the assignments are going to be held and important information for that teacher or that class. Some Google Classrooms are going to be set up in subject area and some are going to be set up per week. So you'll just have to note that those are various topics, and you can look on the left-hand side and these will be all of the topics. All of the YCS Google Classrooms should have a class resource topic, which should be at the top of the classwork section. This is an important section because it has contact information when you're able to do a drop-in office hours for teachers, and also the Zoom link. They may have the technology resource. This right here, they've attached the link to the YCS website for the family and student technology resources. You might also see that they have a curriculum link or a class syllabus, and this will look a little bit different depending on the class, of course. So let's go into an assignment. So we'll go into week 1, which is September 2nd through the 4th. And I'm going to click on Getting to Know You, and I'm going to look at this assignment. I can see that it's been assigned and that the due date is September 4th. You can go into View Assignment. Here you're going to see the title, you're going to see the due date, and you can see that there's been an attach of a Google Forms. Oftentimes, you'll also see an attachment over here. And just as a note, if the teacher has given a Google Doc for the student, you can turn it in and access it right here as well. You'll see that it's attached in here, and you can click on that attachment and it'll go right to that Google Doc or to that Google Slide. Google Slide, when you're in a Google Slide, you can just click turn in from right here. If it's a Google document and you're in it, you'll have the ability in the Google Doc to actually turn it in from the Google Doc. Right here, you also have the option to add or create, and you can see you get a drop down. So perhaps you want to have a Google document that you want to upload, or even there's a video that's attached as a resource where it shows you how to take a picture of an assignment and add it right here as well. So that's something to note. Students are able to put a comment or a question down here for class comments. But if you as a student or want to put a private message to the teacher, this is where you would do that right here. It is important to note that once students have submitted their work, they cannot edit it until the teacher has returned the work back to the student. And once it's been returned, then students can edit or add some more additional work to that. One last thing to go through is you may get an email from your teacher for Guardian Summaries, and it will be an email that you get and you can accept it. Once you accept that to get notifications as a guardian or the summaries, you can choose if you want to get daily updates or weekly updates, or if you choose to get no notifications at all. If you choose to get a daily update, you will be able to see what teachers have posted every single day, and that will come in the afternoon. If you choose that you want to get a weekly update, that will come on Friday afternoons. And it will show in these notifications, it will show missing work and all the other assignments that or announcements teachers have given to your students on Google Classroom. I hope that has helped you navigate through Google Classroom, and I wish you much success in your remote education and learning. Thank you for listening.